Hey everyone, this is Alex, and I've tried many MMOs over the years, was lucky enough to even have met my wife in one years ago, but with my busy schedule keeping up with mostly newer game releases, I never quite found time to try out Black Desert Online, however, at least until right now, thanks to the publisher reaching out and encouraging me to showcase their new character class Shai, which I'm now glad they did. This is a sponsored video for Black Desert, but the following will still be my own unfiltered thoughts from starting out fresh in 2019 and giving my overall impressions of my experience. If you want to give the game a try in order to form your own opinion, there's a free 14-day trial you can access through the link right beneath this video, as well as in my pinned comment down below. This is PC footage that you're seeing here, but the game is also available on Xbox One and releasing soon for the PlayStation 4 as well. Now, from my time trying out Black Desert Online, there are three main elements that really stood out the most to me, being the combat system, exploration, and the incredibly detailed character creator, which I'll all be breaking down to showcase what I found interesting in each. There are now 18 classes to choose from in Black Desert Online, but let's focus on the brand new class just recently added, Shai. She wields a powerful boomerang that is great for dishing out multi-hit damage from mid to close range, and is also the first class in the game to focus on life skills and support abilities. The first thing that definitely stood out to me when testing her out was how fast and responsive this combat system really is, and how it plays closer to a traditional action game than a standard MMO. Instead of relying too heavily on a skill bar with dozens of skills activated by a staggering number of shortcuts, Black Desert Online streamlines many of these abilities by assigning them to just a handful of buttons that all adhere to different directional influence and modifier keys. This provides a fast and intuitive way to pull off combos without requiring micromanagement of a skill bar, but it's still there if you want it. This makes for one of the few MMOs I've ever played that is almost perfectly playable with the HUD completely off, which I'm obviously doing here for capturing purposes. Also, the hit feedback and just raw graphical fidelity on display really makes the combat a spectacle to behold. I'm not one to be easily swayed by graphics usually, but yeah, I honestly spend an awkward amount of time just playing around with capturing screenshots in battle, which is something I would not typically spend so much time doing. Overall, quite impressed with the combat system in Black Desert Online so far, and the Shai class's multi-hitting attacks, support abilities, and just fun spirit to this character seem to make for a great class design. The numerous MMOs I've played have always encouraged exploration to an extent, but only to check off boxes, find little collectibles, or to fill in the map, and ultimately felt more like a theme park designed just for you to play through instead of a realistic lived-in environment. What I enjoy about the exploration in Black Desert is actually the opposite of most of those things I just mentioned. The in-between downtime between major locations is the element of exploration I found the most fascinating, which might sound strange, but let me elaborate. Just like the real world, you often don't find much activity or points of interest every 500 feet. Instead, the wide open world is often best enjoyed by just taking in the environments themselves, and when something of interest is found, it becomes all the more memorable. In between the flashy spectacle of combat, I found it quite enjoyable to just sit back, observe, search around, and just take in the entire ecosystem the developers aim to create. I am not one to traditionally play games at this slower, more passive pace, but Black Desert's world design really managed to tap into this sense of immersion for me. If you're giving Black Desert Online a try in 2019 just like me, or you've been playing for years, I encourage you to take a moment, slow down, turn off that HUD, and just take in your surroundings from time to time. Now, to piggyback off this, it's not only the world itself that I found the most interesting, it's also seeing all the varied player characters running around thanks to the insanely detailed character creator that has you always curious to look at every new player that comes your way. I designed this Valkyrie character in only about 10 minutes, and I really like the look I created for her, but for my main class Shai, I actually passed off the character creation process to my wife, who absolutely adores player customization. She spent nearly a solid hour tinkering away at all the changes you can make in this, and seemed to enjoy every second of it. Almost every element of the human body can be moved, scaled, and tweaked fairly easily by just clicking on the thing you want to modify and moving it in relation to the camera's orientation. This makes it so you can really create some distinct looks for your character without getting bogged down with too many sliders, and we both found it to be quite easy to make an awesome looking character. Overall, the character creator is so well done in Black Desert, and not only helps for you to feel more attached to your own character, but also goes a long way in making the entire world feel like it's full of unique individuals expressing themselves instead of just a bunch of cookie cutter character models running around. This is one of the elements I always wanted an MMO to pull off right, where every single person is just as interesting and distinct in the game as they are in real life, except they're all now 10 out of 10 beautiful people, of course. And those were the three main elements that I really wanted to talk about the most for Black Desert Online, because those are definitely the highlights for me. I do encourage you to seek out and form your own opinion on the game by trying out the free 14-day trial that I have linked in the video description and in my pinned post at the top of the comment section. If you happen to enjoy the way I cover games here in my more neutral and raw way, consider subscribing here to Boomstick Gaming and following me on Twitter at BoomstickAlex to keep up to date on the sometimes intelligent, sometimes idiotic things I have to say. A special thanks to Black Desert Online for reaching out to me, sponsoring this video, and giving me that push to try something that managed to slip under my radar for all these years. As always, this has been Alex from Boomstick Gaming, and thanks for watching.